the heart of the wild river, a master of precision waits. A creature of light born into a world of shadows. He strikes like a blue bolt, piercing the surface with lethal accuracy. Beneath the ripples, the hunt for survival begins in earnest. Emerging victorious, the male claims his prize. But this catch is not for him. It is a tribute to a greater purpose. From the reeds, a partner watches. She is the architect of the future, waiting for the sign that he can provide. A silver gift is offered, a silent contract signed in the golden light. Together, they will face the river's unforgiving trials. Their eyes turn to the vertical cliff. Here, in the hard clay, they will carve a sanctuary against the coming storms. With a beak like a spear, he strikes the earth. Every blow is a testament to the labor required for life. They work in a frantic rhythm, alternating between the light and the dark. The fortress grows deeper with every passing hour. Deep inside the tunnel, the male pushes back the weight of the world. A narrow passage to a hidden, sacred chamber. The chamber is ready. The female smooths the floor with her breast, preparing the cradle for a miracle yet to come. Silence falls within the earth. The female tenses, her body a vessel for the first spark of a new generation. A single white orb appears, glowing like a pearl in the infrared dark, the first anchor in the cycle of survival. The male returns, a silent provider in the shadows. He feeds the mother so she may guard the precious cargo. Day 2 brings a second life. They roll together, a fragile cluster of hope protected by a meter of solid clay. Outside, the heavens open. The river rises, but the fortress holds firm, a dry island in a world of drowning rain. The arsenal of life takes over. The male steps in, his sharp beaks and red feet guarding the future with precision. The mother returns, wet but determined. She shakes off the river's cold, her body heat the only shield for the eggs. 5 white spheres now lie in wait. A full clutch, a biological gamble against the staggering odds of the wild. Territorial instincts flare. The male drives off intruders, his electric blue plumage a warning that this stretch of river is claimed. Night falls, but the watch never ends. One guards the gate, the other warms the heart of the hidden fortress. Day 10. The female remains in stasis, her heartbeat the only sound. She is a living furnace for the developing souls. With surgical care, she turns the eggs. Each movement ensures the embryos grow evenly, a delicate dance of avian biology. The male battles the storm once more. His waterproof feathers are his armor, his dagger-like beak his only weapon of survival. A crack appears. The pipping begins. A tiny egg tooth strikes the calcium wall, the first act of a warrior's life. Life breaks through. Translucent, pink, and blind, the hatchling enters a world of darkness, gasping for its first breath of air. The brood is complete. 5 squirming bodies, a chaotic mass of raw instinct, huddled together for the warmth they cannot produce. The mother removes the evidence of birth. Jagged shells are cast into the river to hide the nest from prying eyes. The first meal arrives, a tiny fry delivered with precision. The hatchling swallows, its large belly expanding with life-sustaining energy. Growth is explosive. By day 21, their skin turns leathery and gray. The embryos have become active, hungry predators. Hygiene is a weapon. The mother clears the waste, refreshing the earth to keep the brood safe from disease and rot. Competition begins. The chicks scramble for the tunnel's mouth, a biological race where only the fastest and strongest are fed. A massive prize causes a struggle. The chick must master the art of swallowing or risk choking on its own success. Day 28. Blue-black needles emerge. These waxy sheaths protect the growing feathers from the filth of the crowded nest. Eyes snap open, dark and intelligent. For the first time, the survivors see the light filtering from the world above. The heat becomes a gauntlet. They pant in the humid dark, while the mother fans the air with her wings. The male strikes a river shrimp, breaking its armor. High-protein fuel for the final transformation of his rapidly growing brood. A silent threat slithers near. The water snake scents the nest, its cold eyes fixed on the entrance of the fortress. The father strikes, beak against scale. He defends his blood with a fury that drives the predator back into the depths. He stands guard, chest heaving. The territory is safe for now, but the river never stops producing new and hungry shadows. Night 30. The brood sleeps, their spiky silhouettes a strange armor. They are halfway to becoming the masters of the river. The transformation accelerates. Waxy sheaths shatter like glass, releasing a storm of keratin flakes as the blue feathers finally unfold. They are non-sand no longer. The brood flaps in unison, testing their wings, filling the chamber with a chaotic, dusty wind. But the scent of life draws a killer. The mink crawls the bank, a shadow of fur and teeth, seeking the nest. It climbs the vertical clay, claws tearing the earth. The predator is relentless, driven by a hunger that knows no mercy. Inside, the mother senses the vibration. She stands her ground, wings flared, a blue shield between her children and the grave. The mink's face fills the hole. Predatory eyes meet maternal fury. The air in the tunnel turns cold with the scent of death. It squeezes inside, for rubbing against clay. A serpentine monster invading the sanctuary, its heavy breathing echoing in the narrow dark. The battle erupts. Beak strikes snout, claws tear plumage. A frantic, bloody struggle for the very soul of the Kingfisher line. The chicks scramble in terror, a pile of trembling blue. They scream in the dark as the world collapses around them. Tragedy strikes. The mink and unmatched teeth the fifth chick, dragging the small life into the abyss. Nature claims its brutal tax. The mother lies broken, feathers scattered. She has lost a child, but the 4 remaining lives still depend on her strength. The father returns to a scene of ruin. He drops his catch in shock, the silence of the nest more terrifying than any storm. But life persists. The 4 survivors huddle together, their hunger a driving force that pushes the grief into the shadows. The father hunts with a desperate fury. Every 15 minutes, a new strike. He must outpace the shadow of death itself. Feeding frenzy. The chicks gianco over a single fish, their wild eyes reflecting the datiyin en of their new reality. The strongest chick wins. It swallows the prize, standing tall over its siblings, a master in the making, fueled by loss. Day 39, they move to the threshold. The world of light beckons, vast and terrifying, beyond the safety of the mud. The mother calls from the branch. Her voice is a command. Leave the dark, embrace the sky, or perish in the hole. The first leap, Chick 1 plunges into the void, wings zipe lone x et, catching the air just before the water claims him. They stand in a row, 4 blue jewels on a mossy branch. The subterranean life is over. The river gauntlet begins now. The father demonstrates the art of the dive. A perfect vertical strike, a lesson in physics and lethality for his watching sons. Chick 1 hesitates at the edge. The water is a mirror of his fear, the current a hungry mouth waiting below. He falls, a clumsy belly flop that shatters the surface. The first lesson is cold, wet, and nearly fatal for the fledgling. He struggles to the bank, feathers heavy and butt. Survival is not a gift, it is earned in the freezing ripples. The storm returns, testing their resolve. They huddle in the rain, 4 shivering survivors enduring the river's most bitter moods. The father watches from a distance. He holds the food but does not come. Hunger must become their greatest teacher now. Chick 2 takes the plunge. A proactive strike, driven by a stomach that will no longer accept the silence of the branch. He emerges with a root, not a fish, a bitter failure, but he shakes off the water and prepares to try again. Day 44. Chick 1 finds his focus. He stands like a statue, eyes locked on the silver flash beneath the ripples. Success! He bursts from the water with a minnow. The first solo kill, a milestone written in silver scales and sunlight. He beats the fish against the wood, a grim biological ritual. His siblings watch in envy, but he shares with no one. The river is alive with blue flashes. All 4 are training, their dives becoming sharper, their instincts honing into lethal precision. A shadow passes, the hawk. They freeze, becoming part of the branch, mastering the art of invisibility to stay alive. The mother turns aggressive. She pecks at her own children, driving them away. The time for nurturing has come to an end. The father pursues them through the air. He is no longer a protector, but a rival. The territory must be theirs alone. The twist of tough love. The mother pushes her child into the abyss, a calculated move to force the final transformation. In the fall, he finds his wings. He dives not in fear, but in focus, catching a fish mid-plunge. A strategist is born. He lands on a distant branch, miles from home. He looks back once, then turns to the future. He is independent. The parents return to the nest. Their work is done, but the cycle is eternal. They preen, re-establishing their sacred bond. The 4 survivors sleep alone in the moonlight. Solitary warriors of the river, each claiming their own stretch of the flowing water. A rival appears. Chick 1 does not beg. He threatens. He has learned that beauty is a mask for a fierce warrior. They tumble through the air, a chaotic blue knot. He uses the river as a weapon, forcing the intruder into the current. Victory. He claims the willow branch, He is not just a bird, he is a king, ruling his watery domain with iron. He catches a trophy fish, handling its weight with ease. He has mastered the refraction of light and the timing of death. Back at the fortress, a new clutch begins. 6 white eggs, a new gamble. The parents never tire of the struggle. The male brings a fish to his mate. Their coordination is a biological masterpiece, a partnership that defies the river's cruelty. We remember the beginning, the fragile shell, the blind hatchling. How far they have come from the darkness of the earth. We remember the battle, the mink's teeth, the mother's scream. Survival is a debt paid in blood and feathers. We remember the first fall, the belly flop that could have been the end. Every failure was a step toward the throne. The mother's push was the greatest gift. She didn't cast him out. She set him free to become the master he is. Dawn breaks over the river valley. 4 blue jewels are scattered across the landscape, each a master of their own destiny. Chick 1 locks onto a target. He is the embodiment of focus, a living spear ready to pierce the heart of the river. The final dive, a perfect high-speed strike. Hixito beat the surface with 0 hesitation, a bullet of pure biological intent. Beneath the water, he claims the largest prize. He is the king of the murky depths, the survivor of the gauntlet. He vtn into the sunlight, a halo of droplets surrounding him. He is the immortal king of the flowing waters. His eye reflects the entire river. In 50 days, he has seen death and conquered it. He is the soul of the water. He flies toward the horizon, a Zayam San Laplan against the sky. The journey of one ends, but the legacy continues. The parents watch him go. They are already preparing for the next brood. The cycle of the Kingfisher never truly ends. The river flows on, indifferent and eternal. It carries the stories of the fallen and the triumphs of the survivors to the sea. Survival is not a choice. It is an instinct, a jewel of the sky, forever ruling the heart of the wild river.